by yourself, I guess you have to.
Run out the door.
Yeah.
It's harder to run with
Yeah, it's not like run away.
Alright.
Well, you guys take off right now?
I'll be right back.
You're coming right back?
Okay, 2 seconds.
Okay.
Alright. So, just before we get going here, we got audio and video
Good.
recording.
No, that's no problem.
Second thing I gotta tell you is, or just confirm with you, you spoke with duty counsel?
Yeah.
The lawyer by telephone, free lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Oh, one more thing.
Sorry.
You understand that you don't have to say anything to me.
That's correct.
Anything that you say will be recorded.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Question.
So, that day when this person made this allegation towards me,
Yep.
so my best recourse, what would have been? To actually call the police right away and saying someone is basically alleging I'm making some kind of crime? What would be my defense to this? I'm just curious.
Okay.
So when someone makes an allegation, they do whatever, right? Yeah. Instead of just walking away from it, saying, okay, you're just crazy, well, whatever. Yeah. And that's the way I look at it.
So let me tell you how charges work on it.
Okay.
So when you get arrested, that doesn't mean that you're charged.
Okay.
You're only charged when an information is sworn, and information is the piece of paper that goes before the court. That piece of paper that said on or about the 21st or whatever it was, 24th or 26th day of February, whatever it was. That blurb that I read out of the warrant.
Okay.
That information, that's a charge. That's what's actually before the court. So if I arrest you,
right,
and I gain further information, and there isn't sufficient grounds for a charge anymore, then you would be released. Okay, so if at the beginning of this, if you had turned yourselves in before a warrant was sworn, because when the warrant gets sworn, so does the information, the charge gets sworn for the court.
Okay.
We could have had this conversation, and if there was information that you provided me that that would support your side of what's going on, and would discredit the Favianna side, then the charges wouldn't be laid.
Okay,
Does
fair
that
enough.
make sense? How that works?
Makes total sense.
So I know your brother.
I just, when someone tells you to come down to the police station, you always kind of think, okay, like, I'm into your place now, like I feel like my rights are,
well,
through the roof, right? Like I don't have a say anymore. I just figure someone's out to get me.
Well,
I figure I'm at their mercy, right? When I come to the police station or whatever.
I would.
That's the
I know your brother has had some negative experiences with the police. My concern is that he has been compiling coincidences and creating this conspiracy that doesn't exist, and I think it's really taking control of his life, and I'm concerned for him. And you've been, because of your brother, you've been pulled into this a little bit, and in February you're with him while this is happening. So where the allegations come from is that. So I know there's a history between this family and your family from the cottage. However, but the constant videotaping or the constant recording when someone's coming out of their own house on their own property, and they feel they can't come out without being confronted or being videoed, that interferes with their use of that property. Does that make sense?
Yes, and the OPP did come up that day when the person, Mr. Favianna, threw the beer bottles over on the property. That's what started the whole thing. So he came in to basically inquire about it. He said, okay, well, I don't want to pick up your bottles as well. I'm just going to take care of that. And I guess they had this issue that they saw my brother because he said, okay, look, he's littering on my lawn. Why is he doing this? So then I guess they figured that whatever their allegation was towards my brother at that time, they called the OPP. My brother had 4 constables come up that day.
And I think it was that he was videoing them.
Yeah, and they videoed him back, so he just, okay, let's got some clarity here, no problem there. And then he asked us, okay, well, what's the report? He just, he asked him, what my side of the story? And they walked away from him. You're supposed to make a report. So
so I would say
that's what makes it all scary.
And there would be some bias there because they'd already had previous experience with your brother, right? And sometimes it's hard.
If that would have been settled right there, yes, Mr. Captain Carries, I will, I'll take your statement, please. I'll write everything down, and I'll check with this, and I'll get back to you. But just left us in the, it's like...
But this is continued now. And somehow, some way, they ended up on your street, which is...
That's very, very scary. I've never seen it ever happen.
It feels like it's impossible. And I know your brother thinks that this is a conspiracy that Police Chief Paul Martin, and I'm going to go back to where this all started with Paul. Your brother feels that he was in on the whole private investigator threat charges from way back when because the OPP had used his house prior to entering your parents' home for the search warrant and the arrest. Way back when, 2012 or something like that. So I will tell you that when those tactical teams are doing entries, they need a place that's sort of out of the way to stage before they go in. And a lot of times they'll make contact with the police services where they're going and say, do you have anybody that lives in the area so that we have a safe place, that we know that it's not a friend of the person. And the reason that they don't want, if they just knocked on the neighbor's house, any neighbor's house, and said, hey, do you mind if we use your garage? We're going to be doing a search warrant over here, because the concern is that the neighbor's going to call and say, you better get ready, here they come.
Right. But the scary thing is about that, too. Why would these guys come from Quinte West? We have police forces here in Durham, and we have those OPP in Whitby.
So
why are they coming?
Because my guess is that they had 2 teams. So the report came from Norland, right, up there. That's where the original report was made.
I don't know.
From the private investigator, whoever that was, right? I don't know what his name. I don't know anything about that case. I know a basic background.
It's legal sewage system. Poisoning the water system.
Yes, and I don't know if your brother's right or not. He might be right that septic system was put in improperly, and yes.
There's proof in the pudding. We do have.
Yeah. So, but that's not.
Okay.
That doesn't have anything to do with the Faviannas.
Right.
And your brother is somehow has linked all these people together, and I'm concerned that these paranoid thoughts are are going to lead to something much worse than videoing.
No, actually he just wants to take it to court. He wants to get the ability why the Giovannis are there, Fanannis, because apparently they're not on the land registry from Ontario.
Okay. Well,
they moved 6 months ago according to the paperwork. Why are you still there? That's why he took a picture and said, why are you still here? You said you moved.
Well,
that's scary.
But again, maybe I have no idea. Maybe they sold the house for tax purposes, and now they're renting it as part of. There's a million reasons why you wouldn't want a name on title, right? There's a million reasons, but your brother picks the one reason that he really wants is that these are police operatives.
With the police not doing the report, that's one thing that throws the thing, in for a loop already. Then when you find out the person moves next door to you into another city, that makes you kind of okay. And then you find out the person doesn't even live there. They sold the house. They're not even on the title. It's a different name completely.
Well,
that's weird.
It may be that your brother received the wrong, or you received the wrong title information.
Well, we did. We went right to the Ontario Provincial.
And maybe it wasn't updated. Maybe it hadn't been updated yet on the system.
It was two different names. This was the name we knew the other person that was there before, and then it was Fanannis.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it's something totally different after that. It doesn't add up.
Okay.
Like if you yourself, you look at this, you're gonna go, wait a minute, this is not adding up.
But at the end of the day, where's the threat from the Faviannas to you guys? Because you're doing this, doing these videos for your safety, is my understanding.
Well, exactly.
So where's the threat from? What is it that they're doing?
It's just, they're trying to label my brother as they're trying to get him as a pedophile.
How? So when he was videoing them up at the cottage.
That's what they were accused of.
They
accused him with the beer box on the lawn.
They accused him of videoing the children. Right?
They use him as a scapegoat.
So nobody likes their kids being videoed.
No.
You have grandkids?
I have grandchild too.
Yeah. So you wouldn't want your grandchild being videotaped by anybody.
That's why the OPP, why they would do the report.
I'm not sure that a report hasn't been done. There might have been.
I did a FIPA. I'm finding out anyway, one way or the other, it's coming out.
All right.
I know we're getting a little off.
No, it's okay. I know this is all tied together. This is the issue. That this goes back not 10 years, but close, right? A long time. So, and you've been wrapped into this. You cannot make somebody on a hunch or a conspiracy. As a civilian, you don't have the authority to continue to videotape somebody at their own house or to continue to confront them about being police operatives. When they are changing the way they use their property, that is where the mischief charge comes in. And I understand that you were not the primary person in this.
We're just driving on a public street, up top of a street, where we're interfering with any of their property or the pleasure of living there or whatever.
I would say that's the long way to get off your street.
Well, if I got to go up north, I'm taking the other way when I go up to Taunton Road.
Still a long way, more kilometers.
Not much.
No, but it is. So if you have an issue with somebody,
I very seldom go up that way, but I do go up there periodically. Nothing says in the Canadian law that I can't.
I didn't say that there isn't. It's not about one thing. It's about the whole issue of the facts, and not just the facts from February, the facts from all the way back. This
is now what I'm talking to you right now. This was a concern, and when, like I said, when someone tries to label you as try to come as a pedophile, that's a serious offense.
I agree.
That's serious, and you don't have the police officers to go and take a report.
So your brother, in his letter to me, says that they're using their children, that the police are using their children as spies.
He wanted an investigation done.
So do you think that they're using their children as spies and the police are using them?
I find there's some very...
No, just please answer the question. Do you think that the Faviannas are using their children as spies on your brother?
The children use them as spies.
Yeah, do you think that you're using the children as spies?
Well, that day they used them as trade as pawn to get my brother convicted of pedophile.
Not convicted.
Well,
do you think that your brother, that they're using them as spies? They're police operatives. These are the words that your brother is using.
The children of the day are innocent. They're not spies. They're not police or whatever. He's thinking they're just using them as a pawn to get in this great game. That's what he's thinking. Because why? Like I'm saying, you're saying, I'm a pedophile. Okay, then I'm talking to the police while they're there, the OPP. And he said, well, okay, we'll take my side of the story, please make a notation.
So-
Take a report, they never did, they
So-
walked away. It doesn't make any sense. When you're there and you have two parties arguing, right? And okay, I'll take this statement here, I'll take the statement from this party here, let's put it together and see what we got to
Yeah,
work with.
and if we have nothing, then we walk away.
We got nothing.
Yeah,
Well, that's
which is what they did.
You're left in
Which is what they did. We got nothing. And we walked away. That's what the OPP essentially did. We have nothing. They talked to your brother. They were accusing him of being a pedophile. They talked to him. They didn't arrest him.
No. But he wanted a report because they're doing mischief. They're throwing stuff on our property, beer bottles.
Yeah, so mischief.
Yeah, I know.
It's damage to property.
Yeah. So
It's
that part. So when they ignore that,
no, for sure. But again,
see how one thing leads into another.
I agree. So this is a neighbor dispute gone bad. But your brother is now combining this with Paul Martin.
Okay.
Not the same thing. Now and now I'm part of this conspiracy, right? I'm part of this big machine your brother is talking about.
Well,
do you believe that?
And the day when he wants to take this to court and trial, the evidence is going to show which way it points. Either you're right or he's right, or something's totally.
Not that we shouldn't even be here. This should have been. This is a neighbor dispute.
Yeah.
That should have been just put away. If your brother wasn't making these connections, and you weren't assisting him with these connections, you shouldn't be supporting.
I'm there because I'm looking after his safety. There's some stuff that's happened to him that, you know what, he needs someone to look after him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't leave him on his own.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, that's the thing we just talked about. Like, you know, the police at least said, okay, you know, please do the report. The man did throw stuff on our property, in our garden.
Mm-hmm.
At least say something, when I talked to him, I said, well, you shouldn't be doing that.
So if that report exists.
Wasn't sent SIPA, hopefully it will.
Okay, so let's say you believe me and I tell you that report exists.
Okay, that's fine, yeah. Well,
so now you're going to get them, right? If you get a Freedom of Information Act, you're going to get them. So it exists. So here we are. So now there's no reason for us to be here. So I think you understand more than your brother. He has some mental health issues. He has PTSD. Yes, he has more issues than his PTSD. And I will tell you that the medication that he is taking, the marijuana that he is self-medicating with, is only going to feed into his paranoia.
That's something the doctor has to.
For sure.
Basically, the doctor says something totally different, but that's another matter altogether again.
So
I heard that's what they're using for the war vets right now.
No, for sure, it affects different people in different ways. But I'm concerned that your brother's paranoia is getting out of control.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I stay with them to try to, let's just go through the process. I said, if you got a beef with somebody, so let's take it to court. I said, get your documents together, let's make a court date and just work our way down.
I completely agree.
That's the whole idea between him and I. We've always been.
But confronting people and videoing them is not the way to go about it. There's no evidence to be gained by videoing somebody coming off their front porch.
But it's okay if they videoed me, though.
How many years ago?
They videoed me that on the week when they made the complaint. They videoed me when I was going to the car, but I never thought anything of it. Okay, you want to take a video?
Yeah.
There's no law in Canada that says I can't take a video of you.
There is. It's called interfere with property mischief. That's what you're charged with. If you were changing the way that somebody uses their property because the way that you were making them feel, that's where the law is. Yeah. So, and this is something, again, this is going to be something to be debated in front of the judge.
I know. Because they did it, we did it. Both parties have done it.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's, you know what I'm saying, like, it's gotten to the point, like I said, you know what, if there's evidence or whatever, let the courts work with this, and let each side have their evidence, and prove without a shadow of a doubt, which I have faith in the court system, we'll basically give the final verdict on what's going on. So, we've used it in the past, and the courts have worked really well for us. We found some stuff that, we were suspecting and came true, right? But we had to go to trial.
Okay.
And
so at the end of the day, you're going to go for a bail hearing today.
Okay.
You're going to be released with conditions at some point.
Okay.
At some point. It's important that you abide by the conditions that the court places on you, because you could face further criminal charges that don't have anything to do with this, right? It has to do with failing to comply with your recognizance. But I also want you to understand, that any videoing like this, even if it's not the Favianna, say it's another family.
No, yeah, we're not into videoing people. No.
Your brother is.
Because things would happen in that day in the cottage beside, because things weren't done properly.
Okay, your brother accosted I've seen the video where he accosts a representative during an election years ago.
Okay.
Follows her down the street to continue this.
Oh, the politician.
Yeah.
The politician wanted a question about
video.
something.
Why do we need a video? Why can't we have a conversation with somebody?
Right. Well, one thing you watch on TV and news, you always see video anybody. There's always a camera, right?
There's a big difference between a news reporter who has ethics and guidelines,
right,
and anybody else with a camera. And there are going to be, as we continue to get more stuff online.
Okay.
There was a recent decision out of BC where a lady had she had a wedding photographer, right? She had a wedding photographer, wasn't happy with the service, and she went after them online, like every online,
well,
right? She went on after them online, saying all these things about them,
right?
and she ended up having to pay a large sum of money because even though some of the stuff she was saying is true, she went overboard.
Okay.
So if you go overboard, the people that don't have that training in the ethics and guidelines as reporters, that's where your brother may find himself, is overboard.
So they could have nipped it in the bud that day, and the OPP didn't do it.
Yeah, but here we are.
But like I said, you're not a bad person. I have a pretty good feel with people. You look like.
I hope so.
And myself, like I'm not a criminal, never have been.
I completely agree with you.
So if I do get released today, I have an issue. My car's up north. My cat's outside. And I want to freeze to death. How do I go about this?
Well, I'm hoping you can get a ride because there's.
So ride's going to be where I live.
There's a car. Yeah, there's a car there.
Yeah, there's a car in Blythe. Yeah,
Butterfield. Yeah.
But no, because you guys are going to want me not to go near my parents now.
Yeah. So what you could ask for, you could ask for, can I attend there once? Can I attend there once to collect any kind of belongings that it happens all the time when people aren't allowed to go there.
Or if they with me, they haven't got a beef with me, I could be there.
Yeah, and your brother.
Because I've never.
Yeah. I put that in the.
I never did that.
I put that in the paperwork.
Awesome.
I put that in the paperwork that if the court sees fit that Chris could stay at Butterfield.
Yeah, that's where I was.
And not have contact.
Yeah, because my dad's 82 years old. He's frail. My mother's too. Like I have to be there for them too, right?
Yeah.
And right now I'm spread out both ways.
Yeah. And that if the court sees fit, then Steve would stay in the.
Well, he could stay in Norland. He's more comfortable there anyway, and he's got some because he's doing kinds of legality stuff too for the courts and whatever. I know some things, the procedures here. We're getting caught up with the American way, right?
I agree.
And
your brother was pretty upset that he didn't get a phone call.
That's right. See, I know. It's almost be nice if we had a kind of a plaque that say your rights right here when you walk in. Okay, if you need to contact somebody, well, you have to call duty counsel, and then that's how you get the ball rolling. And then from there you can self-represent, you can do whatever you want, and that would be great.
And duty counsel can give all that advice once you call them.
Yeah. What would be nice to know? Like I said, I have nothing to hide, nothing whatsoever. I always help with the community. Same my brother, like he was with the air cadets.
No, I truly believe your brother.
He was cleared by CSIS twice, not once but twice. Also, he got a letter from the Department of Justice in the States for catching crime down there, and now they sent him a check for the fraud. They caught him with fraud, right? These people in India, whatever it was.
So I truly believe that your brother is suffering from more than PTSD, from another mental health issue, and it's really impairing his ability to function.
That's why I wanted to be with him to help him through all this.
And I think he's hesitant to see a doctor.
He has seen a psychiatrist, right?
He needs to see one on a regular basis, right? Or maybe a different one, just to get that feel, right? If my car's not working and I go to my mechanic and he says, well, it's fine, all you gotta do is put premium fuel in it, and you're driving it, it's still not fine, you're gonna go to another mechanic.
What really hurt him was, I think, the time when the engine blew in his aircraft and he had passengers and luggage and cargo on board, and he couldn't see, the whole screen was all black and oil, and he was going down. This is out in the middle up north, and there's nowhere to land, and that's his PTSD hit the roof, and he's trying to land his aircraft safely without killing his passengers.
So for sure, that's the incident,
yeah.
but there's lots of people that have PTSD that are
I'm just trying to...
I'm
just trying to tell what triggered.
No, and so mental health issues, for me, is, it's an illness, right? It's like having cancer. It's like, it's not incurable. And sometimes people live with cancer for the rest of their lives because that's what they have to do, but they have to keep it in check. They have to do they're going to have to go for radiation, or they have to go for chemo every so often, get it back down, but sometimes you never get rid of it, but you still deal with it so that you can have a quality of life. I just don't see your brother's quality of life very high right now. I think he's
getting beat up in a lot of different ways.
So I hope you can guide him a little bit.
I would like to get the opportunity to even talk to him. Like, I don't know what our scenarios right now. Sometimes having someone talk and say, hey, listen, this is what you're saying, but no, this is the way how it works. I said, let's go down this procedure. There's no sense dragging, making yourself sick.
Well, you tried to talk to him in the back of the car while he was yelling at me.
Yeah, I know. I do apologize for that. And I try to come down, just try to get the truth. I use the law the best of my ability to find out what exactly is going on. And, a lot of people are not transparent. And I'm not saying you're not transparent, but I'm saying other individuals we have in the past who are in a position of authority have not been transparent. And that kills your confidence in the system. I still try to believe every day the system works. We need it.
It does work, and at the end of the day, to believe, so he's wrapped in the Faviannas with your new next door neighbors on the other side, that they're police operatives. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that this doesn't happen. This does happen, but not over the issues that your brother has over the sewage system, right? I'm sure there are governments out there. I don't think a lot of Canadian governments, but I'm sure there are governments in other places in the world, or maybe there are other issues but I don't think that this is the kind of issue that the amount of resources would be put into what your brother thinks is happening.
Well, like I said, those I said, you know why it's all about the evidence, right? Those septic systems are up in that hill right near where you were today. They're sitting there illegal. That's through the municipality, right?
And I'm not saying they're not illegal, but what I am saying is that I don't think Paul Martin cares.
No.
Right? I don't think the Faviannos care. I don't think that the people who moved in next door to you care, and I can tell you that it doesn't. I'm not trying to cover up sewage systems by our dealing today. You know what I mean?
Right, I know. No, I appreciate it. No.
So I don't know if you can break through that for your brother, that we can't connect all of these things together.
That's right. Yeah, I know. And it's like you say too. Like a lot went on too, right? Like he was. When you go to court and you're trying to ask for Stitchcom for full disclosure and you're denied it, and that doesn't, and we read the law why they can do that. So that's very scary.
Yeah, and so if you're concerned about the I don't know what issue. I've been following this a little bit. If you're talking about the video disclosure from his last case, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, because last time we went to trial and he's trying to get, okay, well, give me the full disclosure. They never give it.
Well, they didn't want to give him the videos.
That's fine.
Because they don't want him posting it online.
They're supposed to give you the hard copy. To this day, we still don't have them. From his last trial, he won. And
so my understanding is that they did give it to the lawyer that he fired, and then he didn't get another copy after that.
We never got nothing. He kept asking the courts for it.
There shouldn't be an issue to get that through the Freedom of Information.
So but you can see the little pieces
like that. I agree.
Someone doesn't give you the hard copy.
I agree. Well, I brought you my hard copy today of the warrant, and went through it with you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is a small blip in the radar. Please don't let your brother turn this into a big thing.
No, I just want to get all the perspectives of what's going on, how it all breaks down, right?
And if you can take those connections away, that the Faviannas aren't connected to me, that I'm not connected to the neighbors on the other side of you, that those neighbors aren't connected to Paul Martin, that they're not connected to Detective Kilby in York. You know what I mean? Like all these connections. That he went pretty serious after the doctor. From his last charges?
Well, she even admitted in court that she made a mistake.
Yes, I think she was shocked by what he had said. And
the two psychiatrists, St. Mike's cleared my brother that day, said, no,
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
cooking for Cocoa Bombs.
No, and that's not what it's about. It's about, being a danger to someone else.
But the thing, he got arrested for that.
I know.
You're not supposed to get arrested for that.
Well,
when the doctors, and 2 doctors out of
but
3
like you
years
said,
clear.
the system worked.
Yeah, but it took us through hell and back.
The system
A
worked.
whole year it took.
Yeah, but the system did work.
And they tried to make him confess all the way prior to getting to the finals.
But the system, you mean plea?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the way the court system works. Right? They offer
So
plea.
basically, if you're innocent, you have to drive it right to the end of the earth, right to trial, and drain yourself.
Because that's who's supposed to make the decision is
That's right.
the judges,
That's
right?
right.
You don't want me making decisions.
No.
And you don't want a prosecutor making decisions. You don't want defense lawyers making those decisions.
Right.
If you're innocent, you want to go right to the very end so that the judge can make those decisions, right?
Yeah, yeah. When a judge sees it even halfway through and he says things not adding up.
Yeah, and that's why we have.
He can call us there end of the day. So why do we got to waste taxpayers' money and go to trial? I said there's not enough here.
And
there's little things like that. You add it all up, and that's what makes people okay. This is not right. This doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to. He wants to believe in it. Like I said,
it worked though. But if you can get him to see, that's the bright side. The system worked.
That's right.
Right. That's the bright side. Yes, it was hell getting there, but here's the bright side. It worked.
And not getting documents too, like that hurt too. So little things like that you can see. If a person who has got PTSD, and you see all these things going to jab you against you all the time because you're not getting clarity, transparency, you're not getting full disclosure. You're gonna say, okay, what gives?
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
I understand. I hope this process is going to be much better. You have my number.
I got your number.
So you call me.
I will call you.
Okay, you call. Not like your brother said he was going to call me.
No, you know what?
Yes.
What he says and what he does is black and white.
Okay.
He never does whatever. It's just he's venting and that's all he does and it's all over with.
Okay.
He's actually a real great guy. He goes and help people. And he's very
and I want him to get back to that and not get consumed by this.
Well, we're going to need you end of the day anyway, because once this gets cleared up, I have to go after, unfortunately, the Faviannas for public mischief now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do it,
Yeah.
but you just stuck us in a situation that it's going to have to give him some peace and day that, the law does work.
Yeah.
If you're making these accusations that are not true, you can't fortify with evidence, then we have to charge you with public mischief.
Yeah.
And again, here we go again.
Yeah.
You know, I know, you and I will look at this and figure this is absolutely...
this is a neighbor dispute.
Yes.
This is like somebody who's not cutting their lawn. Except it went too far because people are pulling up video cameras and now they're...
And here's the other kicker too.
Yeah.
When you have a beef with someone, can't you go and talk to the person? Why are you going to go yell at them and wave a knife at the person or whatever because, you don't like being...
I wish we could talk. I tried to talk to your brother today.
Yeah.
Your brother's a tough guy to talk to.
He's, like I said, I just try to feel,
I know
where
I know, but so picture me. I'm pretty
You're
calm.
trying to break
I'm a
the
pretty
ice.
calm guy.
You are.
I don't have any, I'm not emotionally invested like Mr. Favianna is.
Yeah.
He's emotionally invested in his property, in his kids, and his wife.
Right. And you should be, it's like I am with mine.
Yes. So him emotional, trying to deal with your brother would be a very difficult situation.
Yeah. Well, if it didn't...
Right? Could you imagine? That's like gasoline and fire mixing together.
How would you feel? You're sitting on your deck, the guy throws beer bottles on your side, and then he turns and smiles and does this to you.
Yeah.
How would you feel? What's that all about? And then all it started to manifest into a big green monster. And it's I find it disgusting.
I agree. So I will say the common denominator though, the new family that moved in there, your brother had issues with away. Right away.
Well, because right away they're putting 4 cameras and pointing right in our property.
Maybe I have cameras at my house. I don't have an issue with my neighbors.
But it's where you point them though. Don't you point them usually when you go in the driveway, you're pointing in front of a house? If you're worried someone's going to break into your house, wouldn't you have it in the driveway and also in front of your porch area so someone tries to break in?
I have cameras.
Why are you pointing it right where I'm sitting having my
I have
tea?
cameras. Well, I don't know what the field of view is on that.
I know you don't. I'm just...
Yeah, I don't know what the field of view is, but I would put cameras all around my house.
That's fine. I have no problem with that.
No, I know. So I'm just saying that's... Now connecting the cameras, these guys have to be police operatives.
Well, you got a pointing at. Like I said, you weren't there to see the camera. You see the angle of the camera. You don't look at it. Why is it pointing at?
Okay, why is it pointing at me is way different than you were working for Police Chief Paul Martin.
Right.
Way different. That is a big jump.
Yeah.
But your brother makes that connection so quickly.
Well, because look at all the other.
But they're not connected. None of that stuff's connected though, right? Like it's just it's not connected. And I hope you can be the voice of reason with your brother.
Well, that's what I'm trying to be.
I need you to be the voice of reason and tell him like when he's out and got his camera.
When he does.
And saying, oh, there they are. Let's video them. You know what? Let's just go this way.
Yeah.
Let's just go this way. Let's go. Oh, she's getting out of her car. You know what? We're just gonna get going. I'm not even gonna wait for her.
Well, the time that we videoed, I was running away from her, and she came trying to cut me off.
So,
but I'm just letting you know what exactly. I know you didn't see the whole story.
No,
How can you? Weren't there, right? I'm just telling you what I've seen.
Okay.
I know that's
all right. So I just really want you to be the voice of reason with him if you can.
That's exactly. You have my word on that.
Okay.
And my thing with my brother is I think he's going to feel better once he goes after Ryerson for having basically arrested falsely with their doctor that day.
Yeah.
And I think he needs clarity. He needs clarity from that because he never should have been charged that day. Especially when you had two psychiatrists from St. Mike's when the Toronto police took him there and say there's no problem with this guy. They even said on the report, some people we did get, I said she had no right to file a Form 1. She's not qualified.
I think any physician can do a Form 1, no?
According to the psychiatrist.
Was she a physician, like a full doctor?
Just a general doctor. She's only like 6 months into the practice.
Yeah, maybe she wasn't fully.
Yeah.
Maybe working there she wasn't fully a doctor yet. But I know that I'm pretty sure your family doctor can issue a
Form 1.
A Form 1.
So she was still green.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think it was a young, shocking. You have a 40-something-year-old man come into your office and tell you that he's having concerns because he's having these dreams.
Yeah.
That it's probably shocking, like, oh my God, like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel sorry for her because I think she really got caught up in it,
But as I understand why York would have said, okay, we see what happened here, and we got the report from the psychiatrist, 2 doctors, why are we pursuing this? Just drop it. You didn't. You took him right through the ringer.
Yeah.
So you see how.
But it did work.
Yeah, I had to go through hell and back.
Well, hopefully not hell and back, just hell.
Well, I had to go. It sucks going to Toronto.
Yeah.
We had to go there almost every month. Fight every month.
Good news.
Yes, sir.
This is Durham. Oshawa courts. Okay. Good news. That's where we are.
Actually, I like the Lindsay courts because we're going there too for other things too. He's got some other stuff.
Okay, like civil stuff.
Yeah, civil stuff, but just nothing criminal, nothing like that whatsoever. But it's nice going in there because you're not getting frisked or anything. You just walk right in, I'm in his court, and you just feel a more friendlier atmosphere.
I hear you.
Here we're becoming too much like Toronto here, but I don't know. It's just I find with Canadian culture, the cities, and I find we're not a violent people by any stretch of the imagination. We're pretty. We try to be civil and try to talk things out and work the courts. And to write off all our disputes, according to the law, right? We don't want to be like our brothers in the States.
For sure.
And there's a lot of nonsense going on down there. But no, I just
be the voice of reason. Encourage your brother to seek some other mental health physicians because maybe you can talk it out. Maybe they'll be able.
I think once he can get that damage, what happened to when he got arrested from Ryerson, I think that's going to happen. So that's what the civil proceedings are going to. That's what we're starting with right now.
All right.
Because that never should have happened to him. So he lost not his livelihood, but he lost the chance to go to school. He lost everything. Everything went tanked down. He had to go fight for this for a whole year. And
but while he's up there, I took courses from where is it from? Athabasca.
Okay.
Online.
Yeah.
He can do those from Norland, and he'll be able to combine them with the courses he already has. Athabasca will take all his courses from Ryerson.
Oh, really?
And he'll be able to finish his degree.
Oh, cool.
So I would
write that down.
Athabasca.
Athabasca?
Athabasca.
Okay.
So I would strongly
Is it .ca or?
If you just Google Athabasca University,
it'll come up.
It's in Alberta, but
okay.
But you do it all online.
So it's recognized here in Ontario.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's certain schools.
No, it's not one of these ones out of like Australia or anything. This is not Alberta. It's Canadian University. It'll be recognized.
Well, anyway, I would appreciate your service, your help today, because I'd like to get back up there for that little munchkin up there freezes. He's outside right now. And I do need to get transportation to get up there, because my car's up there, because you locked it for me.
So you'll be able to communicate with somebody from your
from my house.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully, and they'll be able to get you to there.
I can
get you up there.
Okay.
Or get somebody to get you up there. Maybe your brother can get you up there.
Well, we could do
like I said, I put in my paperwork that I believe that you would be able to stay there without any further offenses in regard to the Faviannas. But I think your brother's lack of self-control would lead to possibly further offenses if you were to stay there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he likes it up north anyway. He feels like he's not always under the microscope, right? So, like I said, he had that bad experience with Paul Martin, unfortunately, because I think he wasn't chief policeman then at that time. He was, I don't know what his position was. And he let them use his house as a whatever. And that incident, what it all went down to, there's a lot of monkey business going on with that one. And then you got Faviannas being at the cottage, doing what they did, and then 6 months later, they're down one house away from our house. And then you go check.
They're not very happy about it either.
If it's a coincidence, hallelujah.
It is a coincidence.
But boy, I tell you, it's one hell of a hell. You know what, I wish the OPP would have stuck that day and say, okay, he threw bottles, he did this to you, we're going to go talk to him about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get the report back.
I hope so. Because every time we talk to anybody, we got a fifth,
I wouldn't be surprised if you got a report back.
So,
at all.
and see, that's another thing. We don't have the paperwork to get clarity. We're only getting fragments of everything. And we got fragments. It's frustrating trying to put the puzzle together. And that's what we're trying to do. By no stretch of imagination. No, we're not criminals by any stretch of imagination. If anything, we're the opposite. Like I said, my brother he got the Justice Department of the state saying thank you for your service. We still got the document at home and saying thank you. And oh, by the way, if we realize you got ripped off for $3,300, we're sending you a check through Western Union or whatever. Still waiting for it, by the way. That was like 2 months ago. So he just got that. And he got cleared by CSIS too. And he did fly in also in Saudi Arabia. He flew out there too. And here's another one. Here's another bad incident. He almost got shot down by a fighter. Because the instruments were off, he had a survey team behind him, and they're looking for oil, oil fields, whatever, and doing a survey. And the information was off. Yeah, he coaxed it off, not by much. And before he knew it, had a MiG right up his butt. And again, he's got a crew on board. And this guy's, and this guy, one little pop of the switch, and you got a sidewinder coming and taking your plane down. And you know how that area is very versatile. So I'm just trying to give you.
I feel sad for your brother that he had such a successful life up to a certain point, and that it seems like it's stalled and maybe even downhill. So I hope he can get back there. And I think the only way to get back there is to let go of the past.
Let go of the past and get justice. What happened to him, like I said.
But that's not let go of the past. Let go of the past.
Oh, well,
You know what I mean? At some point, he's going to have to cut ties and just say, you know what? When it's happened, clean slate, day one. I'm not going to connect something from yesterday to today.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I got your perspective.
So that he can. It's going to be difficult for him to be happy and content.
I think once he does a civil action, he's got a couple, he's looking at right now what happened, and maybe we can start getting some clarity what exactly, who was responsible, and once that's settled, I think he'll be in a road of recovery for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
I hope so.
Like
I said, this isn't the place that he needs to be.
No.
This isn't helpful.
No, it's not. You're right.
So.
And like I said, I always had respect for the police. Like I said, when I was a kid, 12 years old, playing with 3 other friends of mine, we went down to the GM place, the head quarters, down by Colonel Sandals Drive. There's a pond there. We used to play hockey. So we were playing hockey, and we were just wrapping up, ready to go home, and a cruiser comes out in Durham. The old yellow cars back then. And the officer was a nice guy. He had a nice shirt, had a tie, and he goes, hey, what are you guys doing? I said, we're just finished playing hockey, so our sticks. Oh, you guys want to ride home? And, so we'll squished in the back of the car, right? And he gave us a ride home. And I said, you know what? That's beautiful public relations. I would love to see more of that. I think we're getting too caught up with what the Yanks are doing. We're not Yankees, man. We're Canadians.
I agree.
And little things like that will just boost morale. morale, not just for the citizens, also for the department too.
No,
Not always getting sworn at and this and that. Who wants all that negativity on you all the time?
I agree.
It drains you.
Yes.
And after a while, you start looking at every person as a criminal because they're all treating you like crap every day.
I agree.
And you're just human. You bleed red like I do.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was, my partner asked me if I was going to sit down with you and Steve, and I said, I'm pretty drained from my ride home.
It was. I tried to nudge him, but I said, enough already.
So,
I was trying to put you in your shoes too, because the way I look at it, you haven't got all the information either, right?
I
You don't know the whole history.
No, and this isn't about history. This is about this incident. That's all I can deal with.
That's right. It's all about what's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's got past.
I know.
And
All right.
that's what leads up to all the frustration, and then it takes it out on, whatever, and that's it. And
Okay, let me talk to the other guys, and we'll get you back to where you are, and hopefully up and out, okay?
Yeah, okay. Nice seeing you, Ryan.
Thank you, Grant.
Hey. Oh, yeah, sure.
Here's the primary shot. I'm going to do the front.
Oh, okay.